The internet was slow today at Shaun's house, a slow start, and then now it's at 100.
Yeah, 200.
It's at 200. This parallels the way that you make love. The rocky, poor, kind of, staticky, out of focus, and then you kick in. Now it's sport mode.
No.
Crystal clear.
No, but I will start slow. I start slow, and then
Shaun, it's a
we
compliment.
build up
Yes.
to a crescendo.
You said, 2-hour sessions.
It didn't sound slow. It didn't sound like a compliment. It sounded like you were saying rocky start,
Oh, I said
glitchy,
rockets. Yeah,
you know? That's weird.
that is a little weird.
Before we start, I need to apologize to you.
Again? I love it. Every week, you're sorry about
Because
something.
because last week, I couldn't see how freaking amazing your hair is.
Oh, thank you, man.
Dude, it's outrageous.
I mean, we don't need to exaggerate,
No,
Shaun.
you
It's
look like
just
Keanu Reeves.
wow.
In the Korean Keanu Reeves
Stop. Shaun,
speed.
stop, Shaun.
Honestly, it looks so good. Yeah, it's like last week I couldn't see because it was all blurry, and, like, this is a big transformation.
If you don't know, Shaun and I have hair issues. I've had hair issues since I was 12 and trying to be American.
I don't have hair issues.
You do have hair issues because when you shaved your head, we have a lot of issues. We have mommy issues, we have hair issues, we got I've had hair issues my entire life. Hey, did you know I wanted to be a hairdresser at one point in my life?
No?
Yeah, out of high school, I was gonna go to beauty school to be a hairdresser because I was obsessed with hair, and I
Yeah,
thought, "Oh, I
you
could
get
I could do this, like, it's creative, I love hair." Since I was 12, I've had hair issues/insecurities, slash insecurities,
Nope.
from the bowl haircut to getting picked on to then doing something with my hair so I fit in, so Aquanet hairspray, blow dryer, long hair, short hair, shaved head. I've had faux hawks, I've had every hairstyle in the world, and so when it comes to hair, I get really insecure if I'm not feeling it. And when you go from long hair to short hair, people have a lot of opinions. And
Yeah.
sometimes it's very mixed, and so I just thought no one liked it. But John liked it, so thank you.
Oh, I like it a lot, and I think a lot of people like it. Who's not liking it?
I came home, my daughter said, "I hate your hair." She said, "You look ridiculous." Kids
Kids are
are
mean,
not
kids
only
are mean.
blunt, but they don't like change. That was the beginning. And then a lot of people would say, "Oh, you chopped your hair," like at the gym. "Oh, you chopped your hair." And then they wouldn't say anything else after that. I got a
Yeah,
few people that liked it, and you're one of them, so thank you.
you're taking it as if someone's not complimenting you, they actually don't like it,
Yes.
which
Yes.
I don't think that is necessarily true.
Well, if someone says, "Hey, you got a tattoo," they announce it, but they don't say what their opinion is, it kinda means they don't like the tattoo. Do you know what I'm
Y
saying?
yeah,
They just announce what happened.
"Man, that's a heck of a tattoo."
You're not specific about it. Do you like it? Or does it make you feel anything? "No, I just want you to know that I noticed that you got one." "Okay, cool."
I'm shocked. I'm actually floored that you're not getting compliments on your hair. You look younger.
I have had a few people say you just knocked 10 years off. That was worth the money, and now that I'm going really gray, like you, I like the shorter hair. You can't do gray long hair, man. You just can't because the fabric of the hair is wiry, like a
Yeah,
terrier, and so when
yeah.
you go long and gray, I mean, you just look like an old lady.
What's wrong with looking like an old lady?
I knew you were gonna say that. John, we can do better. John, I just say what I see, man. I just say what I see. You look like an old Asian lady. You look like an old
Nah.
Asian lady, and if you're a man, I don't know if that's the look, man, and so when you have long white hair, it's fucking wiry, man, like an SOS pad.
I have a friend who has really long white hair, and his is kinda soft, and he looks very wise. He teaches breath work, and he lives in Tuscany, you
Is he
know?
white?
He's white.
Well, so yeah, so white people have different
Oh.
hair. Asian people have
Mm.
coarse hair. It's thick. So when
Mhm.
it turns white, it's like an SOS pad. White people have very thin hair, so you can pull off the Richard Gere. You could have all white and be long because it's very fluffy.
Okay. Okay, one can you turn your notifications? Can you, like, put on do not disturb?
I
Oh,
I don't know how to do it. I wanna do it, man. I'm a fucking boomer. I don't know how to do it. I feel like a boomer.
you see where it says the date at the right on the right
Yes,
there?
yes.
And then right to the left of it, there's, like, 2 little
Oh, yeah.
pills,
Oh,
and
yeah, yeah.
then if you click on focus, you can
Oh,
pick do not disturb.
wow, dude. The difference between a millennial and Gen X.
Yeah.
3
It
seconds,
felt
Sean taught me something I have not known how to do And so because I didn't know how to do it, I haven't put any effort into learning how. In 3 seconds, Shaun taught me how to turn notifications off.
That's how you turn them back on, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Shaun cloned a website within a matter of, like, an hour, and I was like, "How do you do that?" He's like, "What do you mean you don't know how?" I was like, "How do you clone a website?"
Yeah. I
Yeah,
just cloned a retreat page
that's still
so that we could have
I don't know how to do I don't know how
our
to
own
clone
landing page.
pages.
So I went to an event that you were supposed to be at this weekend.
Oh, you did end up going?
Yeah, I went to Sabrina Zohar's 2-year podcast anniversary.
Wow, how was it?
Super fun. I didn't wanna go.
I know.
I feel like what happens for a lot of people, not just me, is that you get invited to a thing a couple months ago, you go, "Yeah, I'm in. I can't wait." And then the day happens and you're like, "I don't wanna go. I just wanna sit home and watch TV and eat ice cream." And I think this is very common.
Mhm.
It's common, and I talked to a few people that were there that also not forced themselves to go, but made an effort, concerted effort to get in the car and show up and kinda give yourself a little pep talk. And I
Yeah,
didn't wanna go because I was feeling some social anxiety, you know?
which is strange 'cause you're such an extrovert.
I know, but you walk into a space, you don't
Yeah,
know who's gonna be there. I've never been to this place before. There's probably gonna be music, it's gonna be loud, it's gonna be hard to talk to people. I'm really glad I went. I think it's a reminder that sometimes you do have to, like, push through the inertia
yes.
of plans that you have made in the past,
So
right?
you RX this, as we say in CrossFit, meaning this was not scaled for you because you went by yourself. Now that's hard. So
And
going to
you
an
weren't gonna
event
be there.
well, exactly. So if you were pulled to an event, you're going with a friend, even though you don't wanna go, it's so much easier. Now for you to actually get up and go to a social event party by yourself, and especially if you don't know a lot of people there, most people will not do that, and they should. I agree.
I walked in alone.
Yep.
I was wearing a black t-shirt, black blazer,
Oh,
shaved head.
blazer,
Yeah,
blazer,
dude,
alright.
I threw a blazer on.
Wow.
It's funny, when I went on TV to do the KTLA spot in April, I went to Nordstrom's and I bought a black blazer, and the guy was like, "Oh, this is your LA trunk blazer." And I go, "What's that?" He's like, "It's the blazer you throw in your trunk.
Yeah.
It's always there in case you have, like, a meeting and you need to
Yes.
throw a coat on."
Yes. That
And
is
so I was like,
hilarious. Shaun has a blazer in the truck next to the dead body.
the dead body, the art supplies, the camping gear, and then a blazer.
Camping gear.
I have range. The event was really fun.
Yeah.
Damona Hoffman was there.
Oh, yeah.
A handful of people that I knew were there. I had dinner, sat next to Mark Groves.
Oh, Mark was there. Okay, now I'm having FOMO. Now
Yeah,
I wanted to go. I mean, I kind of couldn't. We just landed, so it's like to go to a social event and to get
no.
childcare, and we couldn't do it.
Yeah, it was fun. But someone was like, "Yo, dude, you look like Kelly Slater."
Oh, wait, speaking of hair, I do gotta say, I mean, just he could pull it off. He's a very good looking guy, but when he had hair, he was next level. I don't know if the shaved head works for Kelly Slater like it does for you.
Oh, no, it's iconically Kelly Slater now. He's
Oh,
been
man, I
bald
guess it
for
is
so
now.
long.
Yeah.
Where the feedback that I got was like, "You look like Kelly Slater, and you also look kinda mean. Like, you look like kind of a badass, not
It's the
very
11s, yeah.
tattoos, the 11s, the bald head, the shaved head."
Wow, who said that? Male or
Uh,
female?
Male.
Okay, that's a better compliment.
Big male, actually, big tattooed male. It was like a
Nice.
big gorilla was telling the smaller gorilla that he looked scary.
Oh, I could see the Kelly Slater. I could see that.
Yeah, I mean, without the blue eyes. John,
Shaun,
Costa Rica. Let's go.
speaking of Kelly Slater, yes,
Speaking of Kelly Slater, yeah,
surfing.
great transition.
My biggest fear with Costa Rica, I grew up in Los Angeles and I'm used to dry weather and 80 degrees. Costa Rica has the 80 degrees year round, but it's
It's
humid as
humid.
fuck.
Yeah,
I don't know what humid is, man. I was like, dude,
sticky,
this is next level.
sticky.
So that's my only concern. Other than that, listen, 3 minutes
That's your
to
only concern?
yeah, but Shaun, it's like throwing a saltwater fish.
I knew you were gonna go with the saltwater fish.
It's my only go-to. I gotta think of a different what else is
I don't know. Yeah, yeah, I don't know. It's like throwing a clown in a rodeo or something. I'm not sure,
clowns
something.
do well in
I
rodeos.
know,
They
I
actually
know.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, we have something else.
It's like throwing a little Korean kid into the US in the '80s.
Oh,
That's sad.
right, I
That's
mean,
sad.
he's doing well, actually. Took a while, but he's doing well.
Yeah. Other than that, dude, let me just say real quick, we scouted all of Costa not all of Costa Rica, but a lot of it.
You went to a handful of places that you knew were
Yes.
gonna be
From places that kind of looks like Mexico, stray dogs, taco stands, like straight up locals, and then to other places on the other side, Nasara, which is very trendy, feels like Venice, Burning Man, lots of beautiful singles on those quad
little
runners,
quads, yeah,
quads, half, shirts off, and
half
also very
naked.
expensive. It's like kind of like Tulum. I could see why people go there. It's very sexy. And then where we want to go is a place where, dude, it looks like Malibu. Houses in the hills, gated community, and then you come down 3 minutes and you're on the beach. And the houses are beautiful. They're not like shacks, they're like straight up.
Yeah. You sent me that Airbnb, is that in that neighborhood?
Yeah, that's in the
Yeah.
neighborhood. So houses that look very modern,
Yeah.
huge, floor to ceiling windows,
Potentially has scorpions in it.
most likely big bugs.
Big
I'm not
bugs.
afraid of bugs, Vanessa is. Also monkeys in the trees.
Yeah. Monkeys are crazy, dude.
Dude, crazy. They howl, they're scary, man. They don't
D
harm people. In Bali, monkeys will come and snag your phone and they'll, like, fuck with you.
In Thailand also.
Oh, yeah, yeah. So in Costa Rica, they don't mess with you, but they make noises.
Okay.
But dude, I gotta say the food, so fresh. Fish, vegetables, fruit. It's all, like, from Mother
Yeah.
Nature. It's not imported. It's all right there.
Yeah.
So I don't know, maybe I'll bloat less. They have bakeries. The coffee's great.
What else do you need?
I need you to visit. That's what I need.
You need community.
Dude, you nailed it. That's the make or break. If you go there and you don't find friends and community, it may feel like a long vacation, but it won't feel like home.
Yeah.
If you go there and you start making authentic friends and community and having gathers and stuff, then it's gonna start to feel like home. So
Did you get a sense that there were people there that you could be friends with?
we have one couple with 2 kids who live in that community that just moved there. So
Okay.
we have them, and so we have a little starter kit, but we have to make a effort to go out and socialize and hopefully through school, meet some parents and engage.
Yeah. I'm concerned about these, like, gated communities because there aren't a lot of people there. There's not a lot of full-timers, generally speaking, and there isn't a lot of diversity of kinds of people.
Mm,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
It's gated, but it's weird because it's not a gate. It's like when you go to a parking structure, those 2
Oh,
sticks, and then
yeah.
when you go in, it's wide. It looks like Malibu. It's like hills, and it doesn't feel like when I think of gated community, I'm thinking about what you're thinking. Lots of like, white people, cookie
Yeah.
cutter homes,
Yeah.
it's not like that at all.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Is there, like, a town?
Yeah, they're spread out, lots of towns.
Okay. Man, I wondered if you're gonna be, like, stimulated enough.
Yeah, that's also a concern, slower pace of life, a city boy thrown into kind of a time machine where things are slow. You can't order anything from Amazon.
Dude, Grubhub? Do they have
No, you gotta go
Grubhub?
get in your car and go to the supermarket, stuff like that. There's no
Oh, you could have a cook, maybe.
this is amazing. There's someone who makes food out of his kitchen and delivers food to your house, like a local. So you're
Yeah.
getting stuff like that. But other than that, there's nothing, man. So listen, I think I need that, right? The whole point is to kind of lean into the discomfort as well. It can't just be like
Easy peasy.
easy, yeah, because then what's the point, right?
It's like, "Oh, it's better, it's cheaper, it's easier." Yeah,
Yeah,
there has to be some challenge.
there has to be like the
Um,
humidity.
okay, so I lived in Panama for a year, right? Did you know
Nope.
this?
I learn
I used to live
something new
in
about you every
Yeah,
episode.
I used to live in Panama, not Panama City, Florida, Panama, the country, which is right
Wow.
below Costa Rica. And I used to go to Costa Rica, Puerto Viejo, which is at the very to the border at the bottom, for visa runs every, like, couple months or
Oh,
something. But I lived in Panama for a year, and dude, the humidity is kinda crazy. So there's a lot of mold. It can be moldy, right? Like, in the walls and the drywall and all that kinda stuff. Mold will grow on your leather goods.
are you gonna yuck my yum
No,
right
no,
now?
no. No,
Is
this
that
is
what you're
just something
doing?
to consider. Don't
Okay.
bring your leather belts.
I
I
don't
don't
know
even you
anything
might
about
not
it.
even have a leather belt,
Yeah.
but mold will just grow on leather, like,
Wow.
if it's untreated or you
Right.
don't wipe it down every so often. Lots of cold showers, like 3, 4 cold rinse off a day,
Yeah,
just
you're
to
sweaty. I know. I
you're
know.
sticky, sweaty,
Yeah.
and probably monsoons or, like, tropical storms.
Yeah, which
So
also
there's,
I'm
like,
not
a
used to. I'm not used to
pretty
rain.
rainy there's a rainy season
Yep.
that's, like,
Yep.
kind of intense. So,
Yeah,
some
so those are
things.
my concerns, the environmental, you take a California boy and you throw him in the jungle, it's like,
Yeah.
see what happens.
Your Spanish is gonna get better. I actually I saw that little video where you posted of you speaking Espanol.
Sí, sí, yo
Sí
hablo más o menos.
sí, hablas muy bien.
Gracias. ¿Y usted?
Ya, hablo un poco.
Poco. ¿Cuántos años estudia español?
Bueno, lo aprendí en el camino, en
Pero
la
no,
calle.
you didn't study español?
No, no, no,
¿Escuela?
no. No.
Yo 2 años y mis padres restaurante en Los Angeles.
Wow, increíble. Bueno, nuestro podcast ahora es en español.
¿Cuántos listeners do you think we just lost?
Oh, dude, no, we just made a whole bunch of Spanish speakers excited and happy.
One of my, bucket lists is to be on Bobby Lee's podcast and from the start, just speak Korean because we both speak very little Korean and see if we can get through an hour of a podcast just speaking Korean.
You're gonna lose listeners that
Yeah,
way for
very
sure.
fast.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Wait, Panama, how was it? Was it a good experience? Was it bad? Was it difficult?
Panama was very, very challenging. I moved there to start a hostel for motorcycle travelers like 10 years ago with a
Oh, like a
friend.
business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, let's drive down there. We drove in a Land Cruiser with a motorcycle on the back from San Francisco to Panama in 14 days, nonstop. We just like didn't stop.
Wow.
And he's like, don't worry, everybody speaks English. And I got there, no one really spoke
Yeah.
English. I was very isolated. I made a bunch of friends in AA, actually. I went to AA, English speaking AA, and that's where I met some people.
Is it
Um,
coast? Is it beach? Is it, what's the
I was in
environment?
Panama City. It's city.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
city,
yeah,
and
yeah.
it's kind of coast on both sides. It was a cool city, but I didn't really love Panama. I didn't love it.
And
And then
then what about the trips to Costa Rica? Same?
yeah, I just don't really love Central America that much.
So you're probably not gonna visit.
I'll come visit. I'll come visit.
Okay.
Yeah, but like, I'm just not going to move there, you know?
Man, I love that you've been everywhere. Wow.
I've been to a lot of places.
Yeah. You know why that would Costa Rica's on our radar? It's not like because it's a dream I've had. It's because right now it's the place that makes the most sense because it's so easy.
Yeah.
The time zone is only 2 hours difference. It's a 5-hour plane ride, and you just slip right in. There's no, like, visa situations and stuff. They're very warm and welcoming, and it's coastal, so you're not landlocked, and that's why it was high on our list. If I had any choice in the world where I wasn't thinking about time zones and stuff, I would be thinking Europe, Portugal, maybe even Korea. I would be going wide, but
Where in Europe other than Portugal?
Italy, I went to Florence, Italy. It's a very romantic area.
Yeah.
Cobblestones, art, buildings that, were made in the 1800s. I mean, just amazing. Eating outside, coffee shops.
1500s.
Oh, sorry, 1500s.
Yeah. 1800s is like, that's some US bullshit, you know?
Oh, sorry. I don't I learned history in the US, and this is why.
Yeah, it's older than that.
But Italy was romantic, Barcelona, Spain, like that. I don't know, any of those areas are
Yeah.
just amazing, yeah.
It's
People
harder to get visas.
Yes,
go live in
those are
Europe.
especially now, but people
Yeah.
just riding bicycles, they look like Calvin Klein models, and they just, like, they're balancing a bread basket on their head and just, like, strolling. You're just like, "Wow." Everyone has caramel skin.
Oh, you say caramel.
What do you say?
I've started saying caramel since I've moved to the States, but I would say caramel as a Canadian boy.
Oh, yeah.
It's one of the two. Well, okay, what about the pie that people have around Thanksgiving? Starts with a P.
Pumpkin pie.
No, the other one. It's a nut.
Pecan pie.
Pecan. Okay,
You go
interesting.
pecan?
Pecan.
Pecan. Pecan. Pecan.
There's pecan pie, there's pecan pie, and there's the way you said it. Well, that's cool, man. So, are you gonna do it? Are you gonna move to Costa Rica?
Yeah,
For
we're
a
gonna do
year?
it.
You're
Yeah,
gonna do it. It's
yeah, for
funny,
sure.
I thought you would come back and be like, "Nah, it's not for us. We're gonna go to, like, Glendale or something."
That's hurtful. You think that my reach is gonna be Glendale? You think that's all the courage I have is to go from fucking Pasadena and Glendale are neighboring, dude. It's not even like I'm going to Venice. Wow.
I mean,
That's what you think of me.
I barely know where Glendale is. It's not what I think of you. I'm excited that you're going.
I may go there and be like, "Shaun, we made the worst decision. I fucking hate it here. It's raining. I don't like it. I'm getting depressed." Who knows? We'll see.
Well, you gotta go. You gotta go.
Or we may go there and fall in love with the place and being like, "Oh,
Never
wow."
come back.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, going back to the restart text you sent, because Shaun had to restart his internet and computer and all that. He said, "Hey, I need to restart." And what I thought about was that text. I was like, dude, so many people are feeling this in 2025. Lots of people. I have friends who are transitioning careers that they've done for their entire life. I have friends who have lost dads, parents, people dying. Obviously us with our house burning down, restart for this year is just thematic.
Restart 2025.
Yeah, and in a way, you coming to LA obviously was a huge restart for you.
A bit of a restart.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did I tell you about I'm here, I'm pitching. I want to pitch a TV show.
Yes.
Obviously, that's like not super easy to do. It's not like
No,
the
not right
easiest
now.
thing.
Yeah.
And I talked to someone and they're like, "Oh, you need to shoot a proof of concept
Yeah, which is like,
yourself."
right.
And I'm like, "Okay, what's that going to cost? How do I even do that?" So now I'm talking to a producer, independent producer, an editor. I got to find this couple, videographer, talking to Sarah about that. And then it's going to cost like
I
10,
know.
15 grand
Yeah, because
for like a
you have to make it fancy. It can't just be, you with your phone.
no,
Yeah.
I mean it can be, but it's like crazy to spend 10 or 15 grand for like a 3-minute teaser that I can
So
then shop around.
you can do it or no?
Yeah, fuck it.
Listen, man, I think it's courageous. I think it's exciting. I love the fact that you're like, "Hey, I came here for this reason, and I wanna double down on this, and it's
I'm gonna do
gonna."
it. I'm
Yeah, I'm
gonna
gonna
see
do
it
it.
through.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see it through. It's challenging. I'm totally scared also that like it's gonna flop or it's not gonna get any traction or I'm just gonna waste the money but also like what's money for?
What's money for?
What's money for? Right? Like living,
Yeah.
working, investing, using,
Right. Risking.
risking. The
Yeah,
the
executing
prop
dreams.
the problem is people who just hoard the money
Yes,
and
because they're
like
afraid.
for retirement or something.
Yes. Yes. And listen, I feel like you, because you are smart and you invest in things, this would be like you sitting in humidity or out in the rain with no umbrella. You taking money,
Yeah,
risking it. You know what I'm saying? Because you're a lot safer than I am,
correct.
right? So this is hard for you. It's going to tug on, all your fears and insecurities and all that.
Totally.
I don't think the value in this is selling it because that's obvious, but that's also, it's going to put a lot of pressure on you.
Oh,
I think the
it's
value is you creating something.
creating it. Yeah.
Yeah, and then look, it might land on YouTube, it might land in at a big studio, who knows? And I'm saying this because whether I was writing screenplays or doing like what you're doing now, I used to place value on if something sold or got set up, and if not, it was a failure, and that fucked me up, man. So
Yeah.
I don't see that. With anything entertainment, media, you can't see it like that anymore.
It's just about creating something, putting something out
It
into the
has to be,
world.
man. It has to be because then it has too much hold on you.
Yeah.
And you can be disappointed if something, if it doesn't turn out the way that you want it to.
Okay, this is a good parallel with moving, right? Like you moving to Costa Rica. And also I just want to say that I think I've moved a lot and
Yes.
it's hard and it's like very energy intensive and it's like overwhelming and it's stressful and like you don't know where anything is, you don't know anybody, it can be very lonely. Like the good thing is that you have a unit, you got a little family unit that so you guys are doing it together and you've got kind of buddies.
Yeah, I
Um
can't imagine doing this what you've done, which is moving as a single person. So that's next level. I
it's
I wouldn't
hard.
be able to do that. I wouldn't be able to execute moving somewhere like Costa Rica by myself and trying to make friends and build it. That's
Well, to a certain degree it's also easier cuz it's just you. So there's less stuff, there's less logistics, you need less room, it's cheaper. But I think a lot of people want to move. And of course, you have to have the means to move. I think moving is expensive, but I think it's what's harder is just like the psychic and energetic load that it takes. And it's a huge risk to like pick up, put everything in storage or everything in a moving van, go find a place, move everything. And I just kind of want to invite people to like, if you're unhappy where you live, then you might have to make the choice,
well,
the
here's
the
what's interesting.
the risk.
If our house didn't burn down, I would not have the courage or desire to do this because you're right. It's uncomfortable.
It's
It's
expensive.
exhausting. Like just the production and moving. I would be like, no, I have no desire. I feel very safe in my little,
Yeah.
studio with the parrots and my ice plunge and all. I'm
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
But I think one of the silver linings in all this is the universe is forcing us in a good way to do things like this because I would have never considered anything like this because I had my safe tree, you know?
Yeah. What I'm trying to say is that there are people that the universe is not conspiring in such a obvious way by burning their house down and forcing
Yes.
them to go somewhere else. They're comfortable. They're comfortable. They've got their things, but they're not happy living where they're living. Maybe it's a small town. Maybe they need a big city, or maybe it's the opposite. They need, some country stuff.
Or they might be in a marriage that they know is dead. or they might be in a career they're just like going through the motions and they know inside they need to make some big change, but it's just too hard to do.
Yeah.
That's a lot of heavy lifting.
At some point, though, you have to fucking pull the plug
Yes.
or the ripcord and do it, or else you're gonna be 5 years from now going,
Yeah.
"Fuck.
Yes.
Now I'm even further entrenched. I can't go."
So this other thing that's happening, which is terrifying, is, of course, there's a book coming out of this, right? So part of me going to Costa Rica is to write a book about this whole experience. I may call it Burning Down the House because I grew up in the 80s, Talking
Yes,
Heads.
that's a great, great title.
And it's like, when you lose everything but gain in your life. And this one's going to be a memoir, which is terrifying because I've written 6 self-help books. But when I write a self-help book, I could hide behind client stories. I could
Yeah.
hide behind the prescriptions and I'm a therapist. But when you write a memoir, now you're totally showing yourself. You're writing
Yeah,
a
yeah.
story about you. And that reminds me of the failed screenwriter. And so it makes me feel very exposed. So I feel like I've never written a memoir before. So now I'm terrified to write something
Yeah.
that will be judged because that's like just creative writing, man. That's, you
Yeah.
know,
The reviews are gonna go after you, not, it'll be
yes.
different. It'll be
Yes. You're,
different.
you're, you're not an expert. You either have writing chops or you don't.
That's exciting.
That's another thing that's unfolding that I'm leaning into. That's terrifying. That's coming out of this as well.
And it might flop like my moving to Flagstaff, you know?
Yes, it might flop.
And
And
then,
also, no one may care. No, they might say, like, John, go back to writing self-help books. You
yeah.
know, yeah. Or it might get turned into a movie.
Here's the thing. We always go to like the worst case scenario.
Yes,
We never go to the best case scenario.
of course.
Like asking that person out, what if I fucking end up falling in love we end up falling in love and getting married and living happily ever after? No, it's always like they're going to reject me. I'm going to look like a
Because
fool.
because because of false beliefs, but we're scanning for danger. We're wired that way. So we're not seeing what could happen. We're trying to protect ourselves basically
Yeah.
from rejection, discomfort,
The
humidity,
mo
rain.
Yeah, there's the humidity, rain, ridicule. There's the worst case scenario, there's the best case scenario, and then there's the most likely scenario, which is like somewhere in the middle.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you can practice this, I mean, I'm not there yet, but if it requires lots of reps where there is no worst case scenario, where it's basically life is unfolding and it's your job to find the silver lining in whatever, whether it's the unthinkable, right? Like a house burning down or doubling down on a project you believe in, dropping 15, 20K on a 3-minute reel.
Yeah.
You got to like train your brain to see that there is no worst case, that there's going to be value in this no matter what, even if it's just an internal shift, right? So maybe nothing happens on paper, doesn't change the scoreboard, but something shifted in you. I mean, that's what travel's about, right?
Well, the Buddhists would say that it's not even like a silver lining. It just is.
Right, right.
That's like the next level is that we're not even trying to look for
Anything
the
positive.
bright side,
It's
anything
acceptance.
positive.
Yeah.
It's just it is. It's not good, it's not bad, it just is.
Yeah. The whole idea of a silver lining is you've got a gold coin, but that doesn't even exist. It just is.
This is our deepest episode yet.
This episode is called Yoga, not Yoga, Yoda,
Yeah.
Yoda, not yoga.
Hey, I was talking to some agents, podcast agents
Oh, I didn't know
about
this.
because it just happened at the party that you were unable to attend.
Nice. Hey, I
So,
love, Sean, I gotta say, I love that we talk about the behind the scenes. I love that when I hear people talking about like, pulling the curtain back, talking about business, writing, behind the scenes. I geek out at that. So I appreciate you talking about that.
yeah, cool. Well, so here's some geek out stuff. Oh, also I met Trace, who works at Spotify.
Oh, I know Trace.
Yeah,
Yeah,
totally.
yeah.
Yeah, so he
Yeah, I
came up
met him.
and said hi. So they said video is very important, which is great because this is the first episode that we're going to be cutting for video and audio.
Ooh, right.
Everybody, this
Leveling up.
episode
Yep.
is going to be available on Spotify as well as YouTube. They've always been on YouTube, but it's also going to be available on Spotify as video.
They could see my hair.
They can see your hair
They
lightly.
could see your tattoos.
Well, I'm wearing a sweater, but
Future episodes, yeah.
future episodes, yeah, sunny episodes. We have a new editor. This is going to be first episode, new editor. These podcast agents, we were talking about like how to grow the podcast. We got to be guests on other shows.
Yeah.
John.
It's hard. That's work, man.
No, it's not. Talking for an hour on
Sean.
another podcast for you, it's work.
I mean, we've both been doing it for years.
It's not that much work to show up to a podcast
Listen,
to
it
have a
depends on the
conversation.
podcast. Let's be real. It depends on the podcast. There's a lot of podcasts I had to show up on just because my publishers or books.
Only cool podcasts, John. We're only going on cool podcasts.
Well, that's different. Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's like forced fun. It's like kissing someone you don't want to kiss, right? To actually engage in a conversation where you're like, I don't want to be here. I've had a lot of those moments,
We're not
you
going to
know?
do that because we don't have a publisher. We choose whose podcast we go on.
Well, yeah, if you want to go on the podcast, then it's super fun because you're excited about having the conversation,
That's what I'm proposing.
right?
Number one, right? We
Okay.
go on more podcasts. And when we're on the podcast, we have to say, hey, I got a podcast called We Could Do Better
Right, right.
with Shaun and John.
Yes.
And we plug it. Number
Okay.
one.
That's how you
Number
do it. Okay.
That's how you do it. I'm going to do that. I'll invite you to do some
I
of that too.
I'm
Maybe we can.
I'll go send me anywhere, I'll do it. I'll do it.
Well, you have to do some of it too. You have to
I mean, of course.
I'm not your assistant.
But listen, listeners, because the chances are a lot of these listeners either have a podcast or they are creating one because there's more podcasts than stars in the sky these days. It's hard, man. Like the podcast that you want to be on doesn't just fall on your lap. I don't think
No, no.
Smartless is going to call and be like, "Hey guys, we heard your episode. Come on, come on down to your favorite
Oh,
podcasts probably are very hard to penetrate."
yeah. But,
So,
some of the hardest things to penetrate are the most worth it.
oh, bumper sticker,
So
bumper sticker, dude,
we could do better.
love it.
Okay, here's the other thing. They're like, very few podcasts really blow up that don't have
Yes,
guests.
yes. Oh,
Don't have
okay.
guests. Very
Foreshadowing.
few.
Foreshadowing. Okay, you want
Foreshadowing.
you wanna have 3 people and you want a threesomes.
So this is my idea. This is just what I've come up with. Only for the Q&A.
Oh, so the guest is only that's the daytime talk shows. They do their thing, you run out there, you got 4 minutes. So, when I went to New York to do a Tamarind Hall,
Yeah.
2 4-minute sections, and,
You're
we
there for like
rehearsed
9 hours.
oh my god, we rehearsed the amount of stuff that they wanted to talk about was like 9 hours. I was like, "Oh my god, this whole show is gonna be about me." I go out there, it's like 2 questions, "Alright, see you later." I'm like, "Oh my god." Yeah.
Hilarious. So 20 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes. We do 30 minutes at the front end, and then we do Q&A with the guests. And
Sean,
they're
I've been
experts.
wanting to have threesomes with you since day 1. Day 1, and
You
you said,
told
"John, one
me.
of our concept is no gas. It's just you and me." And I was like, "Are you sure? Like, let's bring someone else in."
Okay. I
I
thought
think
you
it's
were talking
great.
about
I think
actual
it's great.
threesomes, which I'm like, you don't want to do a threesome with me.
Yeah, no,
You've
I don't
told
wanna
me
do that kind of
no,
threesome.
too scary. Hey, take a risk, John. You might like it.
Sean, we wouldn't be able to
Silver
have
lining.
I can't look
Silver
you in the
lining.
eyes. If we were naked and
Yeah.
participating, I would either bust up laughing if we made eye contact, or it would affect our friendship. It would be weird. I don't know.
Well, let me just be the first to say, I also don't want to have a threesome with you.
Why do you have to do that? Why do you have to, like, reject me?
Oh, it's okay for you to reject me, but not
Oh,
okay
you
for
took
me to
it
reject
okay.
you.
That's fair. That's fair. It's nothing personal. It's just I think we
No,
would
it's not
laugh,
personal.
and it would be hard to be in a sexual state with you because of our banter, and we're
Yeah.
sarcastic, and yeah.
Yeah. High-fiving each other and stuff.
Yeah. No, that's not, I don't think we would
N
be high fiving each other.
Nice cock. I would tell you you have a nice cock.
See, it would already be weird if you said that. If I was naked and you're like, "You
Yeah.
have a nice cock," I mean, it would mean a lot, but that would already, I don't know.
It would help you
Speaking of cocks, hey, speaking of cocks, where's my cock ring? You
Yeah, I
brought me.
know. I haven't ordered it yet.
I've already measured out your quarter pill. It's all ready to go, bro.
It's in a little bag.
It's in a little baggie. It's
Well, I thought we were gonna see each other yesterday, or on Saturday.
well, we do have to time it where you need to actually be able to use the pill, but I was thinking you actually don't have to you don't need someone else?
Oh, I could do it on my own.
And
Yeah,
why
I know.
not?
Yeah.
Right? You know what I'm saying? You have to wait
Well,
to
there might be somebody else.
Of course there is. Of course there is, man.
It's been fun. Dating has been fun. That's all I'll say. I don't wanna kiss and tell, but it's been nice.
Let me ask you this, because a lot of people in LA are like, "I hate dating. You can't meet people,
Yeah.
frustrated and all that." It's been quite different
That's
for
what
me,
I heard on Saturday. Like, a lot of people were
Oh,
like, "It's a
yeah.
total fucking
It's
nightmare. It's a
always that.
dumpster fire."
It's always that. LA sucks for meeting people, and, people are so fake and blah. So for you, it's been different, no?
It's been different, but also, last year when I was living in Arizona for the last couple of years, like, it was the desert out there,
Hard to believe,
literally.
Sean. I don't know
And,
what desert looks like for you, but when I was single on purpose, 4 years. 4 years of desert. That's the Sahara.
Yeah, it wasn't 4 years, but that's a lot, man.
Dude, single for and it's not and I actually wasn't trying to be single on purpose. I was trying to get laid. I was trying to
Yeah,
make shit happen, and I just had nothing for 4 years. No one was attracted to me in any way.
that's called an incel.
Well, also, unlike you, I didn't go out and social I didn't put as much effort into it as you. I wasn't, like,
Oh.
on dating apps and I think I was on it for a little bit, but I wasn't out going to parties and putting myself out there and all the things you're supposed to do, I was just in my house, in my head, and complaining. No one likes me.
Well, this is it's funny, yes, I have a lot of experience dating. So, like, for me, it's not challenging because I
No,
kinda
it's
know
natural for you.
how it works.
Yeah.
At dinner on Saturday, there was a beautiful fitness model, fitness influencer, and she was talking about how dating in LA is a nightmare. And I just said, "Oh, well, should we just go on a date?"
See,
You
wait,
know?
hold on right there. So,
Yeah,
for someone to just say that, that takes confidence. That takes timing. That takes belief in self,
sure.
right? For someone like an attractive fitness model to say, "Oh, I'm frustrated," whatever with dating, and then you just basically indirectly asked her out.
With other people at the table.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
But if she had said no, I would have said, "Yeah, you're right, it's not a good idea," and then pivot to something else.
But she said yes.
Well, no, she said I said, "You know what? Let's get to the dinner first to see if if that's something we'd like to do." But then we found out she lives in Venice and I live in Hollywood, and
Oh,
it's
that's
just
long
not
distance. That's long distance. That's one date, and I'll see you in 2 months. I dated someone for 6 months who lived in Santa Monica. I lived in Los Feliz. We would have that conversation of who's coming over,
Yeah.
and it would be lots of tension, lots of waiting, lots of, like,
Oh, waiting for the text, like, "Fuck, is she"
and then, like, you could tell it's like, the drive, traffic, it's gonna be hour there, hour back, and then people start getting lazy, they start reevaluating if it's worth it. Yeah, it's straight up long distance.
Well, and also, I think you just have to get strategic around traffic and timing and, am I spending the night and then I gotta go back? Oh, there's traffic that's the other way, it's gonna work, you kinda
1
figure
to
that out.
1 to 10 attracted meter was what, though? On your side, you being attracted to her, 1 to 10.
Oh, she was a 10
Oh, see, then you're going over there. You'll make the drive.
to Marina Del Rey.
You'll make the drive. If she was a
Mm,
10, Sean, you'll make the drive, dude.
she's a 10 in terms of attractiveness,
But
but,
maybe that's all that matters right now. Maybe that's okay. I mean,
well, she does live close to LAX, which is kinda convenient.
okay.
Airport pickups and stuff, yeah.
Alright. Send me your Instagram. I gotta check it out. I
Okay,
need
I
to see
will.
pictures. Okay.
I will. So, yeah, expert guests. What do you think? Pretty cool? We should do it?
Yeah, so just to recap, we are now on video on Spotify.
Yes.
So, if you wanna see our faces, we are going to have expert guests, and John and I cumulatively know a lot of people, as far as in the wellness space, so that's gonna be fun,
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah.
Also, I think we should have guests that are not in the space.
Sure. Oh,
Yeah,
we should do it like Smart List, like, we each take turns
I like
choosing the
it. I
guests.
like it, and we don't know. I mean, we're totally copying Smartless, but, it's a
Who
great idea.
cares?
Who cares?
Imitation is the greatest form of flattery.
Okay, fuck it. And then the third thing is we're gonna make more of an effort to be a guest on other people's podcasts,
Yeah.
which
Oh,
we always do.
yeah, thanks for, summarizing all of that. I will say that when I'm a guest on people's podcasts, I'm bad at pitching myself at the end, where they give you time to pitch
So,
yourself. Where can we
yes,
find you?
that's another thing. I gotta say that, yes, to grow your podcast, you have to mention your podcast, but sometimes they don't create a space for that, man, and it's hard to just, like, insert. It's kind of awkward, and you feel weird, and I've done it where it's like I'm there to promote something or push something, and not everyone gives you that opportunity at the end, you
I
know?
think you gotta take it you gotta say, "Oh, hey, by the way, I've got a great podcast." If you guys
Yeah.
like listening to podcasts, which you obviously do, come listen to We Can Do Better.
Yeah. Alright. So all of
Cool.
that's gonna equal, hopefully, our podcast growing and lots of money for us.
Also, yeah, money, money, money. Hey,
Maybe
guys,
not.
leave us leave us a review. Leave us a review. I love reading them. I'm sad when there are no new reviews. Like, you remember Sporty Mountain Girl from last week?
Sporty Mountain Girl.
Sporty Mountain Girl. Okay, let's do some Q&A. Yeah?
Let's hurry up.
Do you have anything else?
Well, I was gonna see where you are as far as your book,
No book. I'm putting the book on hold.
putting the book on hold.
Yeah.
Well, I do this very once in a while. I'm doing a live online, how to sell your book, how to write your book, and I was thinking about you, but
Oh, well, I'll come
okay.
because I flip-flop all the time. See, now maybe I'll write a book.
Let me see how many people I get, but I wanna give it to you for free.
Okay, that's
I'm
cool.
bringing in, like, publishers, like an agent. I'm bringing in real people and
Oh,
also
wait,
myself.
I wanna go to that.
Live 6 weeks. You're gonna take this, and then you're gonna be like, "Fuck it, I'm doing the book now."
Yeah, well, probably. I think I just need a little inspiration.
Tap my
I'm gonna write
biology.
a I'm gonna
Okay.
write a memoir about my house burning down.
Hey, do you like how I organically plugged that? That was very smooth, right?
That was smooth. Actually,
Yeah.
I didn't even catch that.
Dude, so subtle. You know why? Because it was a gift to you, indirectly a gift to me.
Link in bio? Do you
Uh,
have a do you have
yeah,
a link
front
ready?
and center. Yeah, I've already got a handful of people.
Okay,
No, but
when is it?
seriously, I only do it once in a while because I just do it for passion because I want to help people sell books, write their stories. Everyone wants to write a book.
So it's a 6-week program designed to help people sell their book.
At the
Write and
end,
sell.
I bring in an agent who she's a real agent, JL, and in person, you get to pitch your book to her, and she will
Cool.
tell you if she wants to take it on or not. So
Yeah, JL's great.
that's the big opportunity is at the end of the whole thing.
JL said no to my book, so
That's not true.
kind of.
No, she's chewing on it.
Still?
Yeah. It's been 5 years. She to digest, she's one that she chews well, thoroughly.
Yeah, right. You gotta get a lot of saliva in there.
Yeah, yeah.
Good for digestion.
All right,
Hey, so,
questions.
no. Link in bio. When does it start? What's it cost?
It's gonna be Sundays just because it's a weekend, maybe like at 9 o'clock in the morning where I could take a breath and really get into it. I'm bringing in, hopefully Hillary, who is, the senior publisher at Harper, maybe Buddy Wakefield, who's a, world champion poet for some creative writing. And then everything you wanna know about beyond the book business, how to write a book proposal, how to sell it, why you're the one to write this, and then also tips on how to write and structure all that stuff, everything I know. And then also personal stuff, like what books sell for, what advances look like. I'm a total open book.
Ooh, I
You
knew
like
you were
that?
going there. Yeah, I'd like
Yeah.
that. When does it start?
I haven't thought about it. Soon,
Oh,
April.
okay.
Maybe April, on some random Sunday on April, yeah.
Okay.
Unlike Shaun, I don't put a lot of thought into my shit.
No, I mean,
Yep.
that's fine. Shoot
Yeah,
shoot 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 from the hip.
yeah,
Okay, link in bio. Awesome. Dude, that's
alright,
great. Great pitch. Great
I'm
pitch.
getting better.
I mean, it was very natural,
Shaun,
and
I
you
really
know
want you to be there. I'm not joking. I know you're trying to sell a TV show, but I really want you to be there. I think this is
I'll
a
be
good fit.
there. I
Yeah, okay,
will
great.
okay, hey, bonus, I'll be there.
Shaun will be there.
Yeah.
Bonus. Yes. Alright,
I'll be
perfect.
there. I'm in the trenches with the other people.
You need to spin plates, so while you're working on your TV, also write a book, and you know what?
I
You don't know
know,
what's
I
gonna
know,
stick, you know what I'm
I
saying?
know,
Do
I
everything.
know, I
Do
know, I
everything.
know, I
Alright,
know.
cool.
Okay.
Alright.
This is a great question, by the way. I think it's really sweet.
Hi, guys. My name is Tarek. I'm 50 years old. I'm calling from Canada. First, thank you both for making this space and pushing all of us to be better. I have a question for you both that revolves around the notion of being single on purpose. I've been separated for a year now after about 24 years of marriage. I have two teenage kids, and I'm finding that I'm struggling with the weeks that I don't have them. So when they're with me, I find I'm focused, responsible, I have purpose. And then when they're not with me, I'm really struggling to find purpose or do anything for myself. I don't even cook for myself. I've been trying to do things for myself. I see my friends often. I'm trying to pick up new hobbies, develop and maintain good habits, but it feels like such a struggle, like an emotional struggle to just make it through the week until my girls are back with me. So I want to know if you have any thoughts on this. I know I need to focus on me. I'm not actually interested in dating, but that week of being alone is I find really hard. So that's my question. Be well. I mean, have a good week. I mean, thank you both.
I love it when we get male listeners, man.
Yeah, me too.
50-year-old male. I love it.
50-year-old male who is really struggling when he's not with his daughters. Like that's the kind of the cutest thing ever.
It is adorable, but also very telling, meaning when you're with your kids, of course, you're busy and focused, and it's a die marker on, I think, what you need to work on, because if you are then alone, then you're sitting with self, and that's uncomfortable. That's challenging, also relatable. So what do you think? Where does he start?
I think he's doing well. I think it's like it's only been a year, right? He was married for 24 years and he
Oh,
has 2
yeah.
kids. So it's like learning
Yeah.
to live without an arm for a
Going back
week.
to that text, man, restart. This is another restart.
And he's restarted, right? He's hanging out with his friends, he's trying new hobbies, and he's, sitting with the discomfort of not having what he knows as like his purpose.
Yeah, and when I say single on purpose, I never said single forever. So all I mean is connecting to yourself while you're looking for love or before you invest in something else. And so whatever that looks like for you. So for me, it was donuts, barbells, and motorcycles, right? And of course, it's going to change as you change. But how do you connect to you? That's kind of the thesis, right? And so whether it's badminton, working on bicycles, fitness, yoga, meditation, my recommend is to start participating in communities with real people. Get off the computer, and in those communities, you're going to connect with someone. Hopefully, that'll turn to a conversation. Suddenly, maybe you're dating someone, or if not, you got friends. You have people that you could hang out with. Shaun's very good at this, participating in communities.
Yeah. Well, I will say that he's not looking to date right now.
Fine, but you
So
still, I don't think being alone is the answer.
well, but he's not alone. He's trying new hobbies. He's hanging out with friends. I think he's just really struggling with the fact that this is taking longer,
Mm,
right? The fact that, I mean, the weeks without his daughters are really, really hard.
yeah.
I think he just has to probably continue to do what he's doing right now. I will say you should cook for yourself.
Dude, that's take
It's an
cooking
act
classes, right?
it's
Like
an act of love to
it's an
cook for
act of love.
yourself.
It's mindful. It's meditative. It can be definitely therapeutic.
And it takes up time.
Yeah, and there's something about making something and then consuming what you made that is very rewarding as opposed to just going out and buying something.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
start cooking for yourself. Otherwise, I think like sit with the discomfort, right? Like what is the discomfort? Is there a longing there or is there like a boredom? My therapist loves when I'm bored
Oh,
because
because you
that's where
because you have to sit in it.
sit in it, but that's also where creativity comes from.
Sure.
Instead of reaching for the telephone to numb or distract from the discomfort of what you're feeling, right? And usually there's some truth in the discomfort, like, oh man, I'm stressed out because of this, or I don't want to feel because of this situation or that situation. And then we can make some progress in some areas of life.
Listener, come hang out with Shaun and I, April 18th, Idlewild. We'll get you started.
April 18th, 19th, and 20th,
Yeah, that weekend.
Idlewild.
Yep. It's gonna be the
Lincoln.
last retreat I do before I go to Costa Rica. I would love to hang out with you. We could bump chest. Hey, you're roughly our age. Okay, my age. And I also have a child, so we'll connect and just getting out there, man. Nature, ice.
Well, oh yeah. So this is an invitation to our fellow gentlemen here, but also to anybody who
Well,
wants to come
obviously.
in. Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
The retreat's called We Can Love Better.
So it's the Love Better retreat. And
It's
we're not
the
just talking about loving other people.
That's actually what we're talking about, which is loving ourselves
Yes.
so that
So
we can love other people. Link in
yeah, I would
bio.
say stop judging and stop being hard on yourself. It
Also
sounds like
miss your kids. Miss your kids. Like what a fucking beautiful dad.
yeah.
Miss your kids. I will say this though. I talk to a lot of single parents. Most of them love the fact that they have some time away from being a
I
parent and
know.
that they
I
can
do,
and that they
yeah.
can date.
Yeah.
Like almost unanimously, every single parent, like you think it's going to be terrible, right? Like there's a lot of stigma about being a single parent. And then you realize there are actually some benefits to it.
Yeah. Hey man, you're doing good. Hang in there. Hang in there and keep building that relationship with yourself.
Yeah. New hobbies, meet people, cook
Take
for yourself.
risks. Take risks.
Hey, John, I'm going to switch gears here and then we're going to end, but I want to show you something. You right?
Hey, I want to show you something is very great now that we're on video.
Yeah. I want to show you something is a good name for a book.
A
Don't you think?
segment. Oh yeah. We should do an I want to show you something segment where one of us shows the other person something. I don't know
Okay.
what that is.
Okay. Yeah. I think we should have more segments, honestly.
Yeah. And the
We
listener
had
will be like, okay, I gotta see this. I gotta see this.
we had some segments earlier on in the show, but I think we could be better at having them, like term of the day and all that stuff. TOD.
We should do a I want to show you something, but we're talking about it, but we can't tell the listener what it is. So it's like enticing for them to now want to see what it is we're talking about. And it could be anything.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, okay, let's start with this just regular. Let me show you something. Okay.
Okay. Oh, he did it. Okay, so let's use this as an example. I'm not going to tell you what it is, listener, but listen, this is something that Shaun told me he was going to do that was going to be healthy for him. He just kissed it. And he's holding up two things.
Two things.
He's holding two things. But what he wants to show me is the one thing. And this one thing is going to bring him,
Has
already more time with self.
I'm a week in.
It's going to lower his anxiety. I'll give you a hint. It's like in the 80s when we had 2 pagers.
Wait, who had 2 pagers?
If you were one for business, one for dealing drugs,
Uh-huh.
and then one
That's
pager for like, your main pager.
I have 2 pagers now.
Yeah, that's 2 pagers, one for business,
One for pleasure.
one for pleasure. So,
So I got 2 phones.
yep.
I got an iPhone mini, and it's mini. It's tiny.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't tell, but it's very small.
Yeah.
And then my old phone is my work phone. And the mini has no dating apps, and it has no social media either.
Right.
It's very pared down. It has like the Kindle app, and it has all my banking and stuff and travel and maps and everything. But it doesn't have any of the stuff that's like super addictive. And that is on the other, it's on the work phone.
So, are you gonna leave your work phone at home, or so the mini's on you at all times?
Yeah. So when I go out, I just take the mini. I don't take the work phone. The work phone doesn't have cell service. It's only connected to Wi-Fi.
Oh, man, that
Yeah.
would be tough for me. So then
Well,
what if you wanna document? What if you wanna so you can't post? I post constantly out and
I can
about.
take a photo or a video, and then it ends up in my Photos app. And then when I'm
Oh,
at
you do it
home,
later.
I do it later.
I'm not ready for what Shaun is doing. I respect it. I think it's gonna take a lot of practice,
Well, you don't
but
need to, because you don't struggle with what I struggle with. I struggle with scrolling. You
right,
don't scroll.
right. I don't
So for
scroll on
you,
by,
your
comments,
screen time is not, it
yeah.
probably isn't that high. And so you don't need this strategy.
So you know what's gonna be hard for you is at night when you're in bed and you're craving the scrolling because you actually have both phones next to you.
Well, so sometimes I scroll at night on my work phone. That's
Oh,
okay.
right.
But I'm
Yeah.
not scrolling all day
Oh,
long
I see. Right, so
when
it's
I'm out
limited.
and about.
Yeah, it's limited.
So I think it has significantly reduced my screen time.
Dude, lines up with the mission of the show. We can do
Also,
better.
check it. Look at this crazy phone case.
Yeah, I don't know about that, man.
I
I don't know
can't
about
put this
that.
anywhere. I can't bring
That's
this anywhere.
You can't put that in your pants. Look at that thing.
You can't
No,
put this
that's
in your
weird.
pants.
Yeah.
This is a cool case though.
It looks like an ice tray. It looks like a fucking ice tray.
Ice cube tray.
Shaun's phone holder looks like an ice tray. I don't even know what it is, but it's bumpy.
It's like a high-end, designy LA
Yeah.
phone case. Cool. John, great to see you. Welcome back.
Shaun, have a nice date, hopefully, with this long distance in Venice. And thank you for listening. Be well.
Have a beautiful week.